So how's this a start for Julian Watts, the youngster for Haudenosaunee, class of 31 Yale commit? He's getting his first action international here.
Yeah, we're going to see a wide range of ages here in this tournament as Julian Watts wins the opening draw. There's a 16-year-old in this tournament, and just a couple days ago, Columbia added a 62-year-old as their third-string goaltender. Yes, you heard that right, 62 years old. We'll get to that later as this tournament progresses, but here comes the Haudenosaunee. And already an issue, and looks like the game clock, or the shot clock wasn't started. There's an 80-second shot clock here in World Lacrosse, the Pan American Lacrosse Championships. No two-pointer if you're a PLL fan. So we're just playing straight up. Here comes Chase Scanlon. Far side, Kyle Jackson. He'll give it off to Yurtis McCumber. Behind cage, Dalen John Hill. Near side, Scanlon shot off target. I'm not going to say a reset. 66 seconds left on the 80-second shot clock. And now I'll have to scamper to find a fresh rock on the far side. Again, game one of a long tournament, so working through some kinks for everybody. Behind the cage, Dalen John Hill. Up top, McCumber couldn't find the handle. He'll pick it up just outside the restraining box. John Hill. Behind the cage, Chase Scanlon. Inverted out of the midfield. Going to work on his short stick defender. Works inside. Shot. And a good save by the goaltender, Hollison. Good first stop from Argentina, and they're quickly up across midfield.
Connor Hollison, a great save there. Mentioned 5 years at Utah for him. Gets his first stop here. That first one, sometimes the most important.
Pass doesn't connect on the far side with Felipe Boer to go out of play. Possession back to the Haudenosaunee and Jerry stops. He'll quickly move it up ahead. Running quickly to the Haudenosaunee. Trent Jacobson. Skip pass, one more. The extra pass, and that's an easy finish for Greg Elijah Brown. Haudenosaunee always unselfish, and Scott Maher's group gets on the board here just 4 minutes in.
Elijah Brown, one of these Syracuse Orange that we mentioned. He's the first one on the board in the inaugural championships here. He scored 12 goals in his career with the Orange, and this time a yawning cage, aggressive net minding as necessary by Connor Hollison.
And again, as we mentioned, that extra pass is going to be something the Haudenosaunee will rely on in this tournament, as most teams will, especially when you get the goaltenders stepping out and trying to be aggressive. And so back to the face-off dot we go. They'll call procedure on Julian Watts, so the Argentinians will take possession. And then that pass doesn't connect with Matthias Bort. He's pressured on the far sideline. Good job there by the Haudenosaunee to come away with it. It's Julian Watts. Watts will skip it near side here. Stone Jacobs. Jacobs, near side. Gives it off to Colton Marquis. Behind the cage to Greg Elijah Brown. Out the backside, Dalen John Hill. Scanlon, near side Marquis. Colton Marquis skips it. Kyle Jackson couldn't pull the trigger, now driving the cage. Inside feed, couple stick fakes, and a great finish by Colton Marquis. His first of the tournament. And Haudenosaunee with two in quick succession here to take it out a 2-0 lead. 4 minutes, 5.5 minutes into this one. We will be taking hydration breaks at the unofficial stoppages of under 5 and under 10 for these athletes.
That's right there. Good crash.
Haudenosaunee equipment didn't arrive here till late Saturday night, so they had a walk-through practice on Saturday, and finally were able to get some on-field work done yesterday. So all these teams will have some nervous energy in the start of the tournament. There's an early shot. Good save by Thompson, as that came off the stick of Thomas Acuna. He's had 2 good looks, but Sugga Thompson equal to the task. Now running is Dalton Kane. He's across center. Far side, Dalen John Hill. Through X, Greg Elijah Brown. Now Colton Marquis. Haudenosaunee changing through center. On will come Obrig Tall Chief in the bright red shoes. Marquis matched up with a long pull. Carries across the top. Gives it off to Winter Rivera. Now X, Greg Elijah Brown. Skipped up top. 40 on the shot clock. Looked like 10 seconds. Inside around the world. Great save there by Hollison. as he denied Colton Marquis in tight as he goes around the world.
Might have rattled off the cage. We'll see if we get a replay of that. But, boy, another clear example of the offensive talent Haudenosaunee boasts.
They play the Creators game the right way with flash, panache, and a whole lot of respect as well. Now settling into Cisco Williams. Obviously the ball will go through 25 in blue quite a bit here.
Yeah, I talked about him a little bit in the Open. What a break career he has, especially here with Argentina. They're hoping that he might be the future of this program. Just 18 years old, but he is a superstar.
Felipe Bort at X. Skips it out the backside. Alex Hoffman. Skip pass in the middle. Too high to catch on that one was Francisco Gomez. Will go out of play. And that'll be our first hydration break of this game with the Haudenosaunee leading at 2-0. You're watching the Pan American Men's Field Lacrosse Championships from Kingston, Jamaica here on World Lacrosse TV and TV Jamaica. Thanks for tuning in. So, 2 minutes, 2-0. Good push for one of the lower seeds in this division. If they can find their way into the 5-6 game, that would be a monumental task for them. And Julian Watts will win the face-off after the goal. He'll bring it across center and give it off to number 26. That's Dalton Kane. Scurry back across center as the Haudenosaunee are changing through the box.
So I'll tell you something. I mean, it's 22-player rosters here is the max. I mean, it's an impact when you're talking about face-off guys, especially for a lot of these players who are used to collegiate teams. And they're asking a lot of Julian Watts, the youngster, 18 years old. I told you, Yale commit, coming to the Ivy League, but he's taken every draw so far.
Here's Winter Rivera. Skips it to the crease, couldn't connect with Greg Elijah Brown. That'll be a turnover and possession to Argentina. And you talk about 22-man rosters. This Argentinian team is only running with 18 players, and that's a tough bounce pass for the defender, number 10, Easton Caneva. And now picking up in their own zone is Rekha Barron. Back to Hollison. Pass up through center. Over top of his man, loose ball. Picked up there by the Haudenosaunee. This is Mason Sandin. He'll quickly move it up ahead. Greg Elijah Brown. One more to the far side. Shot, good save by Hollison. Had a man open on the backside. Took the shot, and Hollison equal to the task. Now Williams. Williams matched up with Mason Palace. Easy to recognize him with the long hair. Wearing a good number 19. Now here's Joaquin Reed. The long pole in his hands. Reed flips it inside. Pass picked off by the Haudenosaunee defender, and he's going to run. Quick pass, good handle with Marquis. Popped out of the twig. Greg Elijah Brown will find it back to Marquis. Falls out of his stick again. And now looking for someone to pass it off to. And eventually back in the stick of Greg Elijah Brown.